Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Diamond Crystal, the Gallivanting Grandma, coming to you from Barbados. It is a beautiful day. I just left the hair salon. Got a nice fresh retwist and a little something going on, because you know it's my birthday week, right? So let somebody play in my hair, and took the local bus, $3.50 from the Bridgetown area back into the Oystons area, where I am house sitting for the month. And just stopped by the beach, and you know, folks are out. Today the sun is not too hard. Girl, y'all, it's been hot. Like so hot, like melting hot. That the only place to go is to the water. And I guess everybody else had the same idea. So I took the bus and I'm on my way to grab some lunch at a local restaurant, but I figured I would just stop and say hello and share my thoughts about the Democratic convention last night, and especially the sister girl from Maryland who talked about putting faith over fear. I did post that on my Instagram page, and it just resonated, because if you know anything about me, you know that that is my hashtag. Always put faith over fear and move confidently in the direction of your dreams. And she said it so eloquently last night at the Democratic convention. I don't know if any of you watched it. I don't know whether or not you're Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter to me. But I will tell you that last night invigorated my spirit as a Black woman, because to see all the powerful women who were talking about the change that is on the way, it's really here. You know, with Kamala Harris running for the highest office in the land, being the current vice president of the United States, it is nothing short of, you know, shattering glass ceilings. I came up in a time when, you know, I was in corporate America. I did some time, and I say that literally and figuratively. I did some time on Wall Street during the Reagan administration, and money was flowing. And, you know, it was a good time to be on Wall Street in that environment, but it was in a precarious situation, because I was always, not sometimes, I was always the only Black female in the boardroom. I was always the only Black woman at the mandatory overtime, not paid overtime, right? But, you know, those meetings that you have to go to talk to potential investors and all the things. And I remember that feeling of, first of all, they didn't have the terminology back then, imposter syndrome. But I remember on many occasions being the only one who looked like me, and starting to question whether or not I actually belong there, right? And so to see the glass ceiling being shattered with all these phenomenal women is just empowering to me, you know, because again, that feeling of isolation, yeah, that was my Black job back then. There weren't too many other people who looked like me that had that Black job back in the mid 80s, but that was my job, and I got paid well for it. I remember, you know, being on 747s, huge airplanes, being the only Black person on the entire plane, and what that felt like, you know, and people looking at me like, what you doing here? Like it was their plane or something, you know. I wasn't even flying private, but that feeling, it resonated with me last night, hearing these women breaking barriers. And then can I please talk about our forever floaters? Michelle dropped the doggone mic, y'all. I think Michelle said some things last night that had been pent up. She had been wanting to say, couldn't say. And I understand that too, right? Being representative of something bigger than yourself. Those 8 years in the White House, you know, she had to be, while she was herself, she had to be a different version of her true, authentic self in order to occupy that space confidently and represent all of us as beautifully as she and Barack did. So when she walked on the stage with the braids and the long ponytail, and you know, she was giving Michelle South Side attitude and side eye and yeah. I don't know. I was just like clapping and cheering all by myself at my house sit. I really, really was. Because I was like, wow, she done shed all them boxes. She doesn't have to do it this way or that way anymore. You know, having, I'm sure, a team of advisors who's, you know, looking over and saying, no, you can't say that, or you shouldn't say it this way, or watch your mannerisms and all the things, right? I remember being, you know, working for a big oil company, doing national event planning. And people would say to me, you know, you really should smile more. How you gonna tell me how to fix my face while I'm doing my job? You know, but that was, I think, their way of telling me that they were uncomfortable with the way that I was in my space doing my Black job. So, I don't know. I was just feeling really, really fantastic last night listening to Michelle. And then the way she brought her husband on. And the fact that he said, who could follow Michelle? Nobody could follow Michelle but Barack. And Barack dropped the mic, he always does, you know, end of story, point blank, period. But last night I was invigorated to see all, first of all, the, you know, the Black girl, the women of color magic happening at the Democratic convention. And then to see, you know, our favorite forever presidential couple, Michelle and Barack, just doing what they do, you know. It's putting people in their place without being ugly and divisive and negative. You know, that's the power of words and being able to use your words to get a point across. And that doesn't mean you got to step on somebody's toes. You don't have to step on nobody's neck. You know, you do that with confidence when you are in your true, authentic self. And so I feel empowered. I was already feeling fantastic coming on the heels. Woo, it's hot out here. Coming off the heels of my wellness retreat and getting some downtime. I was already just really feeling fantastic about that event and looking forward to the 2025 retreat and all the things that are going to happen in between. But my message today is be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. And you know, you can rise, you can shine without trying to dim somebody else's light. You know, there's enough light for everybody, and you carry your light within. So let it shine. Let it mine is shining. Mine is shining. And I'm gonna keep it that way. I was talking to the taxi driver on the way today, and he said, "Oh, you just look so bright back there." And I said, "Well, thank you." You know, he saw my light, my inner light. And that's what you got to do. Carry it with you. Let it shine. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. And enjoy your life. Live your best life on your own terms. I have come to realize during this 3-year nomadic journey that the journey does not have to make sense to another person in this world other than me. It makes sense to me. It feels good to me. It's where I'm supposed to be at this stage in my life, right? So as I'm getting ready to step right into, God willing, on Saturday, getting ready to step into 62. Listen, this is version 6.2. How many times should you recreate yourself? As many times as your learning experience dictates that you recreate yourself, right? A better version, a more improved version, a more peaceful version, a happier version, a more joyful version of yourself. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I said what I had to say, and I felt like I needed to get it off my chest today. I wanted to do it last night, but I was already in my emotions last night, and I couldn't give y'all none of this beautiful view behind me last night. So this is just one of the little side cut-off beaches on the way to the restaurant where I'm going. Barbados is all the things. It is beautiful. They are friendly. It is not inexpensive. So budget accordingly, particularly if you got to pay for accommodations. Y'all know I'm a house sitter, so I don't. And I'm glad about that because I can intimately explore the beauty of this country. Anyway, whatever you're doing and wherever you are in the world today, I wish you nothing but peace and blessings. But before I close, please make sure that you know how to cast your vote. If you are living abroad, if you are traveling abroad, if you are going to be in another state and not able to get to your designated poll, please know how to cast an absentee ballot or whatever, because our forefathers and mothers shed blood for that right. So vote however you need to. It's important. I don't care who you vote for, but please vote. All right, I'm done now. Y'all have a beautiful day. Peace and blessings.